Challenges in Halo the Master Chief Collection. What are they? Well, to quote the game directly, these are various activities across different modes so that players can choose the ones that correspond with what they like to play. Completing challenges will award players with XP and points towards unlocking rewards. Great, but what are XP and Spartan points used for? We'll start with Spartan points. These points are the in-game currency used to unlock extra customization for things such as nameplates, armor pieces, and weapon skins. There are two places they can be redeemed, in the catalogue or in the exchange. The catalogue has 8 series or seasons worth of content. 2 of the series have 50 rewards, whilst the other 6 all have 100, so you'd need 700 Spartan points alone to buy out the entire catalogue. Whilst you can purchase items from any season you want without having to do them in a certain order, each season is split into multiple sets, and you have to purchase everything in a set before you can move on to the next one. The other place Spartan points can be spent is in the exchange, a mini store that sells a small handful of items that refreshes on a weekly basis. Unlike the catalogue though, items in the exchange often cost multiple points, usually between 2 and 5. The other way to earn Spartan points is through levelling up, and this is where the XP comes into it. Halo has its own prestige ranking system, known as tours. There are 11 tours, each containing 30 individual ranks, for a total of 330 levels. And, every time you level up, you receive a Spartan point. Whilst this is a good source of Spartan points at the start, the higher you level, the longer it will take to level up, and it soon becomes an inefficient way of getting points. The XP from challenges can really help to level up though, so they're definitely worth doing. But yeah, getting back to the challenges, you can find them either through the main menu, just beneath the exchange button, or you can also access them mid-game through the pause menu. There are typically 3 categories of challenges: weekly PvP, weekly PvE, and tactical exercises. As the name suggests, the weekly ones reset each week, either on a Wednesday or Thursday, depending on where you are in the world. The PvP, or player versus player, and PvE, or player versus environment ones, are made up of both gold and blue challenges. The amount of XP vary between challenges, but the main difference here is that the gold challenges are the ones that reward Spartan points, the blue ones don't. There are usually 12 gold challenges that reset on a weekly basis, 6 for PvP and 6 for PvE, so if you're after Spartan points, it'll be those that you want to go after. If instead you're after XP, completing all the weekly challenges for any given week will net you just over 4.3 million XP, and that doesn't take into account the XP you'll get from the multiplayer and firefight games. To put that into perspective, if you completed all the weekly challenges for a given week on a fresh account, it will take you from a Tour 1 rookie to a Tour 2 Brigadier General.
Nice.
Tactical exercises, on the other hand, go against everything I just said. Despite being blue challenges, they all offer Spartan points, and not just 1 but 2. The amount of XP is the same for each challenge, at 250,000 each, and they reset every 4 weeks instead of every 1. Essentially just making them monthly challenges with slightly better rewards. The PvP and PvE challenges are on an A, B and C rotation, meaning that one week you'll get set A, the following week set B, the next week set C, and then the week after that it restarts back from A. Some challenges are the same every week, regardless of what week you're on. For example, you'll always have the PvE Cooperation Challenge for completing 2 missions in co-op. However, other challenges will differ based on certain themes. For example, you will always have a vehicle-themed PvP challenge, where one week you'll need to get 15 kills of the vehicle, another week you'll need to get 3 splatters, and then the last week you'll need to get 10 Wheelman medals. This is what the PvP challenges look like each week. The ones without descriptions that have been poorly photoshopped by me are the ones that vary each week, depending on those themes. And this is what the PvE ones look like. There might also be additional challenges to the ones I've shown, but I'm not going to go into those because I'm skeptical as to whether we'll ever see any again. That's pretty much the basics of challenges covered. The only thing left to do now is to show you how to complete each set of weekly challenges in the most efficient way as possible, which I will do, but just in separate videos. As part of those videos, I'll be showing you my super secret challenge checkpoint. It's a specific checkpoint I use most weeks that's really good at grinding out a number of challenges with ease. So the rest of this video is just going to be me showing you how to set that up, if you're interested. If not, and you're clocking out here, thanks for watching. Hopefully you learned something new. If you are staying around for the challenge checkpoint now, well, let's get into it. Just a disclaimer before I start, if you're setting up this checkpoint to use every week, this will take up one of your 2 checkpoint saves for Halo 4. What do I mean by that? Well, each game will allow you to save 1 missions checkpoint and 1 playlist checkpoint. For the sake of the challenge checkpoint, it doesn't matter which one you use, I personally set my checkpoint up on the playlist option. The mission we're after is the mission Forerunner. Fortunately, the Canyon Combat playlist has that as its first mission, so if like me you're doing it via the playlist option, you'll want to choose that one. I like to enable the scoring HUD. It's not essential, but it does display any medals you earn, so I turn it on so I can see if my kills count as headshots or not, as there's a unique medal for that. Other than that, we're good to start the mission. The checkpoint we're after is one of the last checkpoints of the mission, so what I'm going to be showing you is basically just a speed run. So if you know how to do that, then you can just go ahead and skip to the ghost run at the end. The only thing you need to do is to keep your pistol, and you don't want to use it as you'll need all the ammo you can get, but there isn't any extra on the map, so what you start with is all you'll get. You can use your assault rifle, or if you want, swap it out for other weapons, but towards the end of the mission, just before you awaken the didact, you'll want to get a light rifle, again with as much ammo as possible. So yeah, you just want to progress to the first encounter and take out all of the enemies, where you'll then be prompted to activate a light bridge. Now, you don't want to activate the light bridge, but instead you want to jump on top of it, and then you want to jump up just to the left onto this bit of structure, and then up again. And we want to jump up onto sort of that bit of black rock sticking out. But you need to be careful of just like the wall on the right here, because if you clip it, it will knock you off. So you want to sprint, jump, and you want to finish with a crouch. Here it is again. You just in slow-mo. You might need to practice this quite a few times. I've probably made it look a little bit easier than it actually is. But keep giving it a go if you can't do it. If you really can't do it, you can just activate the bridge and continue with the level. But you will have to fight some more enemies. But yeah, you want to come up here, and then you want to sprint jump onto this sort of black stone, and then turn to the left, and there's another sort of pillar down there you want to land on. And then once you're down here, you just want to wait for a couple of moments for your sprint to recharge. And you'll sort of want to line yourself up with this sort of like dark patch on the floor here. And then we're going to sprint and jump across that gap and try and land sort of in the corner of those like 3 rocks. So there you go, and again finish with a crouch just to sort of make sure you clear it, and then just follow the path I'm taking here. You want to stay on top of the black rocks on this side, because the sort of brown dirt you will fall straight through. It's not solid, so sort of just jump across the top of these black rocks. You basically just want to make your way to the sort of edge of the map, if you like. Yeah, there's one more jump, and then there's sort of the edge, and then you just want to follow the edge round to eventually get on top of a doorway. So that's a crouch jump there, and then the rest should just be sort of easy-ish jumps. Yep. Right, so here's the corridor that we normally go through. We want to land on a specific part of it, because not all, well, all of the roof is solid, but part of it dips down. So this bit here is where you want to land. If you land down there, you do sort of get stuck. So part of the roof sort of despawns in a minute. It doesn't despawn, you just can't see where you're going. So you sort of need to guess. So just walk in a straight line, and then when you feel yourself getting sort of to the top, you can start jumping, and it does load back in. There we go. Yeah. So again, stay on this bit. There's the door that we normally go through. And we want to fall down to the left side of the door. There's 2 places you can fall down, I think, in front of the door, but you get stuck. So take the left hand side, and then this bit should be familiar if you've done the mission before, but no enemies have spawned because we've skipped a loading like barrier. So you're just free to run through. When I normally get to this bit, I normally like going up here just to pick up a light rifle. Let's pick up one of those if you want, and then we're just going to make our way through to the next area. Okay, so we're going to come through into this door, and now enemies have spawned back in again. I'm just going to ignore these 4 crawlers. You can kill them. Doesn't matter too much. But just poke your head through that hole and take out the first core. And then make your way sort of around the edge of the map. And then we're going to make our way around the side of this one. Now for this one, I like to actually walk up to it and just punch it myself. Doesn't matter too much. There's some more ammo here on the left if you need it. And then I'm just going to sprint and run to the sort of like the main structure and go up inside it. If you've got a hard light shield, you can use it if your health is flashing, if you need it. If not, you can just run back up. And then we're going to go through this side. And where we've got this sort of blue barrier, if you like, you want to get right up into the corner between the blue barrier and like the grey bit. We're going to look to the right, and we're going to put our crosshair on the bottom left of the dome, and we're going to chuck a grenade, and then hopefully that should take out the 3rd core. And then, again, we can leave the area. So once you've taken out the first pylon and gone through the second portal, you'll eventually come to this area. Now you want to come out, take a right, and just basically go in a straight line until you get to this sort of stack of rocks here, and you just want to jump to the top of them. And then you're going to turn to your left again, and you want to just jump over that gap onto that rock there. Okay, let's try that again. Cool, there we go. So once we're over, just turn to the left and just sprint through to the next area. You can just ignore those watchers, they shouldn't do much damage. You can ignore that knight as well. Just run ahead and just pick up one of the ghosts, doesn't matter which one. And then just boost through this area, just stick into the left hand side because I think it's like the quickest route. Get a few splatters on the way if you want, why not? And then just follow the tunnel. And then once we get out the other side, there'll be some more enemies. You can just skip those as well, you don't need to splatter any of those guys. And you basically just want to boost through to the other side of this sort of corridor now. You want to make sure you've got a bit of boost when you get to the opening, because we need to splatter the elite. So sort of angle your ghost in this direction, and as soon as the doors open, go through and kill the elite, because if you're not quick enough, he will take the banshee and we need it. So go ahead and grab the banshee. Ideally, you want to take out the other 2 banshees. You could probably get away with just one, or if you're really ballsing it, try and ignore them both. But they will follow you and just keep shooting at you, so at least take one out, but ideally, if you can, take both. So once you're ready to move on, you want to fly towards the crashed phantom in the rocks there, and you'll find yourself flying into an invisible wall, and you just want to fly up into the wall, and eventually you will go over it just like that. There's another one right behind it, and then you need to fly all the way to the bottom to then get underneath that one. So you should just get underneath it, just where that sort of blue liquidy type thing is. And then once you're underneath that one, you are free to fly all the way back up. Once you're near the top of this like dome-like looking structure, you can actually just fly through it because it's not solid. And then we are up by the second pylon, so we've skipped having to destroy the cores in that area. But you can just go ahead and jump out the banshee, we don't need that anymore. And you'll notice that we can't actually interact with this pylon, and it's not active, so just walk towards the door, and then you'll load it in, and then you're free to shut that down, and then move on to the final area. So once you've gone through the last portal, you'll find yourself in this area. We're getting close now, we're nearly there. Just got this sort of final area to get through. So just take these guys out, and then it doesn't actually matter which route you take here, you can go left or right. I just go right out of habit. So yeah, just move up one of the sides. On this side I like to come up and hug the right wall, there will be an elite in here, usually with his back to you, but he moved out the way on that one. So just take that guy out, take the jackal out. There we go. And then there will be a fuel rod elite round here somewhere, I think. So just be mindful of that. Oh, yeah, I think that was in. I'm just being a bit fussy here. I can't be bothered waiting for the lift, so I like jumping on those boxes and stuff just to get up a little bit quicker. And then same again in this area. Move your way up to the right. Now, usually these guys will have their backs to you as well, but I think I probably blew my cover by lobbing a grenade at them. So just take these guys out. Hopefully it'll be a little bit easy for you. And then just after this jackal, we will take out the gunner on that phantom as well. Cool. So once he's down, you're free to just run through. And again, I like just jumping on here just to cut the corner off. And then this is the last part you'll be able to get a light rifle. So on the end one here, fill up your light rifle. And now all we need to do is wake the didact up. So you can either sprint through that way, or what I like to do is slightly riskier if you fall, but you can actually jump and cut this corner off, and it gets you behind the knight in the turrets and stuff pretty easily. So it's probably a little bit safer if you can make that jump, but it's just making the jump. Alright, so here we are in the final stretch. Just before you get in the ghost, you want to go ahead and get your pistol out. Jump into a ghost, then jump out of a ghost, and then jump back into it. Probably seems a bit random, but the first time you jump out of a ghost, Cortana will say something like, "Chief, what are you doing?" And if that first time happens to be after we set the checkpoint up, she's going to say it every single time we revert to checkpoint, because we're going to be getting out of the ghost a lot. And it gets kind of annoying after you've heard it like 100 times. So if we get it out of the way with now, we don't have to hear it again. Anyway, just jump into Ghost after you've done that and just boost through the section. We want to get to this bit here, and we want to boost past all of the grunts that are running. You want to keep as many as possible alive. We're going to turn this corner here, and then there's a crashed phantom on the left. We want to sort of turn to face it when we get in line with it. And there we go. That's the checkpoint that we want. Probably not what you were thinking. This checkpoint is great because you've got a line of grunts running towards you for easy headshots, and they also don't ever attack you. This checkpoint is especially good for the set A challenges. Because we have a pistol, we can get progress towards both the Eagle Eye and Pinpoint challenges, which is the UNSC weapons and headshot kills. But then also because we're killing grunts, we also get progress towards the Cannon Fodder challenge. And then on top of that, because we have a ghost, we can then splatter them for the car alarm progress, which is getting kills with vehicles. Admittedly, you might not use this for week B, but you can still get progress towards the Pinpoint challenge if you need it. And then in week C, you can get progress towards both Pinpoint and Promethean proficiency, which again is the headshot and the Forerunner kills. That's why we kept the light rifle. The only other thing to mention is that at this point, you have a limited amount of time once you get out of the ghost before you randomly blow up. I think it's the game's way of trying to make sure you actually get back in the ghost and finish the mission, rather than getting out and exploring, kind of like we're doing here. You can reset the death timer by getting back into the ghost, but then once you jump out of it again, it's obviously going to start counting down. So yeah, that is the challenge checkpoint set up now. The only thing left to do now is to put it into practice, starting with the challenges for set A. If you want to know how to complete all of the set A challenges as quickly and efficiently as possible, then check out my set A video. Hopefully I'll see you there. Oh, and thanks for watching.